I never really wanted to talk, but I didn't want to be what my parents called retarded. I heard them sometimes talking about me. They said maybe I was the sign of their sins, and I didn't want to be their sins. If I were their sins, I could never go anywhere, or ride in a car or on a bus, like my cousins across the road, and my other cousin down in the bottom. I would always have to stay at home. So I tried to try. I opened my mouth and tried to speak but could only grunt. I watched my mama and my granny's mouths closely, but after a few words, my attention would wander to the shapes of their teeth, the little holes on their tongues, or the sounds of other things like my baby sister crying, a rooster, a cow, the dogs. I tried to stop tasting people and talk because it bothered people. I tasted them as a natural reflex, the way animals did, at first with my real tongue, slyly holding on to someone's arm, and then with some other tongue no one could see. I tasted what was in their cells with a warm curiosity. I smelled them and listened to their footsteps and the way they breathed. By the time I was 4, when the first words spilled out, my parents had almost given up. When I was older, they would laugh about all the pig and cow grunts I made, the new languages I taught them. But back then they worried. But talking would never come easy. It would never feel natural. I felt as if words were stones attached to threads of my body. As soon as they left my mouth, they sank into invisible waters, slowly unraveling the spools of my belly and heart. Certain sounds caught my ear, and so I made them over and over. Car, 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 car. Put that plate on the kitchen counter, Baba. Put that plate, 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 put that plate. Sometimes the sounds startle me because they seem to be coming from somewhere else, from someone other than me. Sometimes my brothers and sisters would complain, "Mama, can you make Dennis stop?" "All right, Red," my mama would say, and I would keep rocking to the sound, back and forth, sitting there on the floor or the bed, but only whispering now. My mama and my daddy called me Red because my hair turned fiery in the sun. "All right, Red, all 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 right, Red." I couldn't stop the repeater, and not repeating was like not shivering when it was freezing cold. And this was the thing about talking. Some of the parts of me that are most me still have never talked. They can't. I don't know exactly how to explain it. If I was sitting in a room sorting rocks or pieces of bark, or lost in splotches of light, or reading a book, and someone came in and started talking, a part of me might turn and say something to them. It might say something and then say something else. But a part of me would keep its back turned. It couldn't help it. The me I knew best listened. I was the child who lay awake at night, listening. I was the child who stayed behind at the dinner table when all the other children had gone, listening to my mama and daddy and sometimes my granny talk, slowly sorting my food and planning combinations of bites. I was the child in my mama and daddy's bed. They talked at night, and I listened, and the sounds of their breathing as they slept were cities filled with restless and hungry people. The sounds of their talking were my blankets. The colors their talking made were my pillows. Sometimes their talking was a growing mass of crisscrosses, green like the holly. Other times the threads went through me like swords and twisted together like roots going through the earth.